What's up, guys? It is Dan and Nick back with another episode of F1 2021 career mode in the Williams. We are now 3 races away from the end of the season. It's a wet one today in Brazil. It was dry qualifying and then the weather took a turn for the actual race itself. Now, don't forget, if you want to see the finale and be notified straight away, hit that bell icon, hit the subscribe button and like the video, just for good measure as we move on to the starting grid order. They will be coming up in a minute. It's nothing special on this occasion. Cars are pretty much overpowered at this point, and it's both of the Red Bulls sitting on the front row. Sergio Perez P1, Max Verstappen P2, followed by both Mercedes of Hamilton and Tsunoda, then Norris and Ricciardo going 2 by 2, Leclerc and Sainz, Gasly and Alonso break the trend. Then there's Nick and Esteban Ocon, Nicholas Latifi and me. And behind us we have Valtteri Bottas, George Russell, Lance Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi, and unsurprisingly at the back is Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. Now let's get on with the racing.
Brazilian Grand Prix. Radiant Slothz out-qualifies Justin Freshbot somehow. It's raining heavily.
All of the cars are suffering with damp seats as we follow Radiant Slothz into turn 1, makes up a couple of positions, nearly rear ends Carlos Sainz. You can't see anything, we can't commentate on this race.
It's raining.
Justin Freshbot with a good start as well as the rain continues to fall. Nicholas Latifi looking to pass in the rain. He gets past Radiant Slothz in the rain, but Radiant Slothz in the rain is going up the inside and gets back past Nicholas Latifi in the rain.
Track extends for good measure.
Just to ensure that no one else got past, Nicholas Latifi got in the way of Justin Freshbot, who lost 3 positions there as a result of that. And Radiant Slothz now at the inside of Carlos Sainz, battling for P10 in the rain. He's going to hook it round the outside, or at least try to. And he does. He gets it on the up the inside of the next one. Oh, he's run wide. Definitely did not extend the track whatsoever, but does lose the place back to Carlos Sainz. It's getting very hard to see still.
Justin Freshbot almost rear-ended by the world champion.
An embarrassing accident.
Almost rear-ends the Frenchman. They're going very slowly in front of him. He looks for room around the outside. There is none. A great small track for wet weather driving.
He looks up the inside of Ocon and he gets past him. Nicely done. Blue car versus blue car. The Williams.
Ocon is holding on, but the Williams with its superior power gets ahead.
And superior blue, apparently. And now he
Nicholas
lines up.
Latifi going incredibly slowly. A massive dive bomb, locking all
it's
4
contact.
tyres. Contact.
Nicholas Latifi, of course, hates both the Williams drivers with a passion and goes out of his way to cause collisions with both of them. But on this occasion, Justin Freshbot did not get wiped out.
Now coming down the main straight.
Nicholas Latifi, oh, he's
Goes
gone onto
on
the grass
for some reason.
He's looking right. Now he's just looking straight ahead. Oh, there's Latifi.
Latifi's ahead, but he gets outbroken by a Williams, which is embarrassing.
And Nicholas Latifi now drops back behind the Williams for the 2nd time in the space of a couple of laps. Although he is about to try and make a desperate attempt to get past. His seat's on the line here, but he's not able to do it. And all it's done is ultimately cost him time. As we go back on board with Radiant Slothz, still chasing Carlos Sainz 7 laps later, who is also in turn being held up by Pierre Gasly, who is another AlphaTauri driving incredibly slowly. And Radiant Slothz, amazingly, has not crashed his car yet. Of course, things are... Oh, well, I spoke too soon, haven't I?
And he's spun once again. Radiant Slothz looks to continue his run of DNFs by giving up on lap 8 of 18 as he drops down the field now.
Oh, nearly gets
Almost hits Giovinazzi.
But
he's ahead of the 2 Haas drivers and Daniel Ricciardo, who is blast for some reason.
I think there was a spin from Daniel Ricciardo earlier on in the race, and that's how he ended up back there. Radiant Sloth's now trying to make up some positions on Antonio Giovinazzi. It will be the first one. We are approaching the halfway point already. That's how eventful this race has been after just 4 minutes. And he's going to look up.
And Radiant Sloth's make an overtake. He goes up the inside.
He's done it. They bang wheels.
The Aston Martin.
Giovinazzi not putting up a huge amount of fight. Although Daniel Ricciardo in the background, unable to get past Nikita Mazepin. He has finally done it now. A lap later.
Some fresh pot now on George Russell, whose seat he famously stole.
George Russell fuming when he found out that he had been dropped from the Williams team in favour of...
Justin Freshpot flies up the inside. George Russell turns into him for some reason.
Russell just...
And Justin Freshpot is ahead.
Going out of his way to destroy his car in protest. Radiant Slothz.
Radiant Sloth's now.
He's following.
Who will he hit? Or will he just spin?
Lance Stroll up ahead. They come down towards the final corner. And he'll get good traction up the hill. He's planted it right in the slipstream here as we see him get a mouthful of spray. Although if he did get a mouthful of spray, I'd be concerned because his visor's open. And it doesn't look as though he's going to try it this time.
Will he make a dive bomb?
He's not going to brave it. But he is
a slow driver cannot overtake another slow driver. It's a basic law of Formula 1 as Radiant Sloth's cuts the corner.
Yeah,
and has lost time.
And he's now going to give it another go up into the twisty section on lap 11. Not quite close enough just yet. Is he going to have another run up towards the start-finish line? Much closer this time. Lance Stroll, of course, in a similarly powered Mercedes, but in a car which was heavily nerfed for no reason at all. Thank you, Codemasters. And he's going to look to the inside again, is he? No, he still stays behind Lance Stroll for another lap. Although he's taken a much tighter line through turn 2 there and is still close. He might get him into turn 4.
Will he crash into him?
He goes up the inside. Lance Stroll tries to fight, but he can't. Radiant Slothz.
Track extend there from Radiant Sloths to cement the position.
And he powers on up the road.
No pit stop still in this race as he almost rear ends Bottas for no reason.
George Russell going incredibly slowly. A dive bomb up the inside of the former world champion. And wasn't much of a challenge on this occasion. Esteban Ocon
now behind
is
Ocon.
Next, being held up by George Russell. Ocon getting the baguettes ready to throw at Radiant Sloths as he goes past. What's he going to do? He's already passed him before the final corner. Puts him up into P13, his favourite number. George Russell's next on his hit list. Gets a bit loose there and snaps back onto the circuit, but he's in the slipstream. He's looking to the inside. And George Russell just gets out of his way, and it looks as though he might lose a second position to Ocon. Yeah,
another
he does.
Corner cut there from Radiant Sloths. He cannot keep it between the white lines. Incredible.
Radiant Sloth's now chasing down his arch nemesis Nicholas Latifi in his Alpha Tauri. He's quite close to the back of him. Is he going to get him up the hill into the start-finish straight? Latifi, of course, seething that he's been overtaken by one Williams already today, will not want to give up a position to a second.
Radiant Sloths is quite far behind here. He might just crash into Latifi for no reason. He thought about it, but he remembered that he does have to convince a team to let him drive for them next season. He thinks better of it.
Closed up. He's quite close now on the run down what would have been a DRS straight, I believe. Unfortunately, he's not quite close enough on this go around, but he is tailgating like a white van man. Oh, and he's going past him round the outside up towards the final corner. Latifi holds the inside, but he has to slow down too much, and Radiant Sloths gets around the outside and goes down towards the pit straight.
A good measure. without indicating.
Radiant Slothz
Disgraceful.
touched
Nicholas
on the grass.
Latifi here, looking to have words and gets back ahead of the dangerous Williams driver.
Radiant Sloth's not happy with this. That small mistake has cost him. Latifi now back in front for another lap. Although he once again tailgates the AlphaTauri in an attempt to get him to go above 40 miles an hour. There's no way he's going to be able to do it this time. I can't even see how close the AlphaTauri is with that scoreboard in the way. Or timing chart, as some would describe it in Formula 1. The track, of course, too narrow.
Radiant Sloths thinking, where can I corner cut? Where can I cheat? He's looking for an opportunity. He might have found one here.
Latifi hits the second Williams. That is 2 for 2 today. He runs Radiant Sloths around the outside. Radiant Sloths now on the curb, but is able to hold it together. Just 1.5 laps to go without throwing his race away. Oh, but he's done it anyway. He couldn't resist.
Radiant Sloths
He Austin powers it up to the barrier, backs onto the circuit into the path of several cars which are coming round that corner. He has to give way according to the highway code, and now he goes on
once again deciding to let his teammate do all the work in getting any constructors' points for Williams. You have to say, this is not the mark of a good driver.
As we catch you on board, there's the AlphaTauri sticking a wing in just for good measure. And
Radiant Sloths there, no one in front of him, no dirty air. Turning right while he accelerates and spins. As he pits now,
he's making a gamble.
Going for a hot lap.
He's going for the fastest lap of the race from P20. He's got the slicks on. You wouldn't describe them as the fastest tyre right now, but there might be a dry line that he can find as he comes down. I think those are the leaders. Is that Sergio Perez and Hamilton? Oh, he's gone already. He's lasted 3 corners, and that's that. All of the leaders
hits
there.
The McLaren, gets in the way of the Ferrari, and it looks like it's going to be another last place finish for Radiant Sloths. Will he get into double-digit points this season? We'll never know.
It takes some real talent to get 35 seconds behind Nikita Mazepin of all drivers, but then again, the extra stop and the slick tyres
and he's spun again.
Have not helped his case. And he's coming back onto the track. That was a very
dangerously.
He did
his
not
teammate
look at his mirrors.
About to lap him. You have to say that's embarrassing in an 18-lap race, being lapped at all, let alone lapped by his teammate.
He rallies
There goes
around.
the good Williams as he crashes into the barrier. This is embarrassing for Radiant Sloths.
Radiant Sloths deciding to put on a show for the fans. There is a bit of a flick there. He's always holding a power slide. He has not held the slide around the corner. There is Latifi.
He reverses into the Alpine for some reason.
He has pushed the Alpine. Oh my! He has
the
Alpine
has vanished.
The Infinity Gauntlet on display. He has removed the Alpine from existence for getting in his way. Track extends to try and get the best line through this final corner with no front wing.
He track extends again.
He's
overtaken. He's lapped by both Aston Martins. Coming down the main straight now. For yet another 0 points.
This was
his teammate.
Justin Freshpot finishing the race in P10.
Flies across the line. More points for him.
Picks up the final point. And finally, Radiant Sloths gets back past he's
loses
lost the rear.
It's the wall.
And that is the end of the race for both of them. It's time for everyone's favourite moment. It's driver of the day.
Fernando Alonso, we didn't see a single highlight of him, but I'm sure he did great.
Good job, Fernando Alonso, for finishing the race. Christian Horner's applauding him. Very happy. A big Fernando Alonso fan. Max Verstappen picking up another win. Sergio Perez, I believe, still holds first in the Drivers' Championship, but that could all change. We've still got 2 races to go, or 1.5 races to go, depending on how you look at it by the end of this week.
Max Verstappen, it stopped raining for the podium celebrations. so they can celebrate outdoors without getting wet.
Incredible how considerate of the weather to do that for all of the drivers.
And it's raining confetti, not even an official type of weather, but it is raining confetti.
Confetti, champagne, and broken pieces of trophy.
Adrian Newey gets a big bottle of plonk straight to the eyes. You have to say, that is deserved.
And here are the top 10 finishes. Of course, we know who the top 3 are already, but it's Yuki Tsunoda, Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Pierre Gasly, Carlos Sainz, and somehow Justin Freshbot round out the top 10. And in the Drivers' Championship, Sergio Perez remains in first place going into the penultimate race of the season. Yuki Tsunoda and Max Verstappen very close behind. And falling further and further out of contention are the 3 Brits, Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton and Justin Freshbot. Further down the order, Radiant Slothz still remains on 10 points in 18th, and Williams are solidified as best of the rest in 4th in the Constructors. Catch you in the next one.